Have you ever felt lost in a maze of illness and uncertainty, with every treatment only making things worse? I was overwhelmed by ulcers, exhaustion, and endless trips to doctors, desperate for any relief. Even alternative remedies left me feeling more isolated and hopeless. But when a neighbor suggested Falun Dafa, I discovered hope where I least expected it. Little by little, my health improved, my energy returned, and I learned how living with truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance could change everything. This is the story of my journey from pain to peace, and how these teachings even inspired my husband to become a better person. I was chronically ill when I was introduced to Falun Dafa in 1996. I was suffering from many illnesses, including as cholecystitis, hyperthyroidism, heart palpitations, fatigue, toothache, and constant colds, with the most annoying being oral ulcers and ulcerations in all areas with secretions. I had to rely on injections and medication and travel to hospitals, large and small, to seek treatment. I was also diagnosed with Behçet syndrome at Beijing University School of Stomatology. I therefore started traveling to Beijing regularly for treatment, each time costing around 1,000 yuan, and I wasn't getting any better. I also visited private clinics and took Chinese herbal medicines, but nothing helped. In desperation, I went to see a shaman who used all kinds of strange folk remedies. He inserted 9 needles in me, from head to feet, saying it was a secret treatment passed down from family ancestry. He also gave me incense ashes to take with boiled eggs and asked me to burn cotton strips with characters on them and drink water mixed with the ashes. The worst thing I did was to seek treatment from a sorcerer, and I became possessed. I didn't understand what happened to me, but I often talked nonsense while in a trance and cursed and hit people. My husband was often the victim of my abuse, and the whole family lived in fear and anxiety. No one dared to upset me, including my children. My husband was having a very difficult time, as he had to work to support the family while taking care of me and the children. In addition, he had to take me for treatments here and there, and was constantly exhausted. Living was more painful than death for me, and I often thought of committing suicide. Salaries were much lower back then, and all of our savings went to my medical treatments. My parents were also very worried about me, and they often gave us money to help cover the medical expenses. Every day was torture for me. Falun Dafa changed my life completely. After my mother's visit with a neighbor, she said to me, "I heard there is a good practice with miraculous health benefits. Would you like to learn it?" I replied, "Yes," and went to the neighbor's house where she showed me Master Li Hongji's teachings. I felt good and said that I wanted to learn the practice. That's how I became a Falun Dafa practitioner. All my health problems subsequently disappeared, and I have since never felt the need for any medication. I learned to be a good person. From Master Li's teachings, I learned why people suffer with illnesses, and that all my early physical sufferings were the result of karmic debts I owed in my countless previous lives of the past. Sadly, most people nowadays don't understand this and continue to create karma while seeking personal fame and gain, some even going to the extent of stopping at nothing to harm others for self-benefit. Growing up in an atheist society with brainwashing from the wicked Chinese Communist Party since childhood, I used to think that seeking personal benefits was a good thing and admired those who were capable of doing so. After studying the Fa principles, I understood that I was measuring people and myself with corrupt and deteriorated moral standards. After I took up the practice of Falun Dafa, I began to conduct myself and judge things by the principles of truthfulness, compassion, forbearance. A friend of my husband once asked me to get her a few plastic bags. I said to my husband, Please tell your friend that I now practice Falun Dafa, and I can no longer bring things home from work. If she needs them, I'll be happy to buy them for her." When she heard this, she said she would pay me for the bags, but my husband refused to take any money from her. When I went to the factory management to buy bags for my friend, they refused to take money from me, saying, "You are an employee here. If you need a few bags, just take them. You don't need to pay for them." "Thank you for your kindness," I said to them. "But I practice Falun Dafa now, and our master taught us to conduct ourselves by the principles of truthfulness, compassion, forbearance, and start by being good to all people. I can't take things for free from the factory, and if everyone did, our factory would be in trouble, right?" The factory director was quite surprised and said, "Your practice is so good. If everyone behaves this way, our factory will for sure achieve better economic results." 1. My husband also changed for the better. He witnessed the miraculous changes in me, both physically and mentally, and fully supported me in my practice, even though he also grew up as an atheist like most Chinese people. He is deeply grateful to Master Li Hongji for his compassionate salvation and often says Falun Dafa's master is truly great. He tries to follow the Dafa principles in his actions too. While working as a taxi driver, whenever he found anything accidentally left behind by passengers, such as money or cell phones, he always tried his best to return them to the owners, even if it meant that he would lose money by looking for the owners instead of taking more passengers. The owners were very touched by my husband's honesty and appreciated Falun Dafa's fine principles. Curious about Falun Dafa or stories like mine? Explore the links in the description for reliable resources, in-depth info, and ways you can help raise awareness about practitioners facing persecution in China. Your support keeps these uplifting, real stories alive. Please like, subscribe, and share if this video inspired you.